Hello. Now, this is probably a bit of a random review, but I wanted to review a product that I've actually had myself and used many times. And over the years, the last few years, I've always thought to myself, hold on, this Dart 35 Berghaus rucksack is probably one of the best rucksacks in the world, mainly because it is 35 years old, and today I still use it, although I don't use it that often. But you are looking at a bag that is 35 years old, and there's no stitching that has broken. There is some lining that has come away, but all the other fixtures and things that organise lengths of cables, etc., they're all in place. Now, so being 35 years old means that I bought this around the year of 1990, and I know that wherever I've been around the world, this bag has come with me, and I used it many times to go travelling and to put my travel documents in here. And I would normally have food and things that I quickly wanted to get hold of inside these panniers. When I first started using it, I never, mobile phones didn't even exist. But I do remember putting water bottles and food stuff in there. I remember always putting my keys in there, and I thought whoever designed this bag really had a good idea of what they were doing. And I remember I would put things like maps and travel documents in this pouch at the front. And then in the main part of the rucksack, I would have my spare footwear and basically food. I seem to remember having a lot of food inside there, and things that I didn't need access to as quickly. And I always thought, this was so cool. And also you could hang things from there. I seem to remember having an umbrella or something fastened there. But this is 35 litres in total. And I can say that over the years, 35 litres has been more than ample for any activity that I've been doing. Anyway, years later, when I wanted to upgrade, although I don't actually remember what year it was, but as you can see here, we have the Berghaus Leviathan 25, indicating that it's 25 litres inside. And I think at the time, even though I still had that, it was probably the colour wasn't fashionable at the time, so I might have discounted it because of the colour. But at that point in time, we had laptops. Now, this rucksack had provision for 2 laptops, one there and one there. On occasion, I would have 2 laptops, and I remember thinking, that is so good. And of course, it looks well made, and I saw this venting here, and I thought that looked great. And then what I really liked about this is the chunky, oversized zip that gave this a sporty feel, but also a very functional look. But it had this bit here that I used to put clothing in. And for example, I actually went skiing one year, and I remember having a ski set, my ski outfit in here, plus gloves, plus goggles. The only thing I didn't have, of course, was my ski boots and skis and poles. But this contained absolutely everything else. So my ski outfit went in there, I think with the goggles at the very top, because it does fit. And on the top pannier, at that point I did have my mobile phone and things like that. And the design of this is perfect for having items like chargers, cables, mobile phones, etc. So I would have had my laptop in the back there, a ski kit, a ski outfit, goggles, gloves, and probably a change of underwear, and it all fitted inside this bag, plus my electronic hardware that I would have had with me at that time. And so I've had this rucksack. I think this is 10 years old, and hold on, because this zip is so much chunkier, it is a little harder to press. But once again, this Berghaus rucksack has been used many times, and it's in still full, complete working order, like this one, the Dart 35. And I have said to myself, I thought to myself many times, hang on, these products are fantastic. I don't actually remember the cost now. I'm thinking that 35 years ago, that might have been £20 if it was that. I remember this being a bit more, but this was only 10 years ago. You know, it might have been around £50, $50, something like that. Now, of course, this I think was marketed towards the outdoor adventure type. The material is a little more rugged, and perhaps these bits here are provision for, you know, the latest additional bits that you would wear. There is a water carrying thing. Well, I've used it for having water bottles in there. There is a pocket at the bottom that's great for having your passport, for example, or mobile phone. It goes in there, and it's at the bottom. And I thought someone must have thought about, you know, where these items are best placed, and that has worked fine. Plus, it's got this carrying handle at the top, and I have found that so beneficial, because you can imagine walking through an airport, this with laptop, mobile phone, accessories for chargers, cables, that sort of thing. And when you take this off and hold it, so you've got a hand free here, but when you want both hands to text or something like that, it goes on your back, and you can carry enough stuff to go traveling or to go to a business meeting with this rucksack for sure. Laptops didn't even exist when this was out, so it's just space really. Now, so I thought to myself, when I've spoken to other people about rucksacks, I've often said, by the way, or yes, I like your rucksack, but under my own voice I've thought, you know, I prefer my rucksack because I think it's better. But I realised, hold on, I might have actually ended up owning some of the best rucksacks that have ever been made in the world. And I thought, why don't I make a video with these rucksacks, talking about them like this, and maybe other people might recognise the rucksack, also have the rucksack, and they agree that it's a very nice thing to have. But over the years, many times, I've always thought to myself, I don't want that rucksack, or borrow that rucksack. I wish I had my rucksack with me, or I've provisioned and I've got my rucksack. But these things are the best rucksacks, the best carrying devices I've ever used in my life. And I've owned them, and I thought it will do it justice if I actually talk about them like this, because my review is first-hand perspective, and it's a real-life review. That I've used for 35 years, that I've used for at least the last 10 years. I think they're fantastic. I've never once thought to myself, I need another pouch, or I need the thing to be bigger, or it's broken, or I wish it was this shape or that shape. Every single time I've thought, the design of these rucksacks has been perfect, and I couldn't change them or offer any advice on making them better if I tried, because they are both that good. And I've got a feeling that perhaps for the rest of my life, this might continue to be the best rucksack and the only rucksack that I ever need. So there you go, the Berghaus Leviathan 25 and the Berghaus Dart 35. And this is my first ever review of rucksacks. So there you go, and I hope everybody is well.